All right, you guys, welcome to Boss Bitch Radio. Today, I have a fun one for you. It is along the same lines as the Monday motivation, so the Mindset Mastery Mondays, except today's going to be a little bit of a twist. See, many moons ago, I created a program called Goddess Body University, which eventually morphed into the Goddess Body Project. And within that course/program, there is a lot of motivational things. There's mindset stuff, as well as a ton of tactical things to actually get physical results, because that's why people look for us, right? Within that, I created these 5 easy things. I call them prescriptions for my girls for each week for them to focus on. Now, stick around, because at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you the link and the information on how you could get the cheat sheet for yourself. I don't know about y'all, but your girl loves a freaking checklist. And if it's something that I can print out, because you know what, I'm old school, I'm 45 years old, print me out some shit so I can check off the boxes, it's a win-win. So today, your favorite hype girl is here with you, bestie, because we're going to talk about some fun things. Now, in this Mindset Mastery Monday today, the 5 things we are going to be talking about is 1, owning your worth and not shrinking. Number 2 is going to be teaching you how to be bad. Okay, a bad bitch, but like not really, but teach you how to be bad. And the third thing, a quick tip for you nighttime snackers. It's an old bodybuilding trick. It's not rocket science, but again, it's a great tool to have in your arsenal when you are trying to combat cravings and nighttime eating. And then the fourth thing is something that's possibly missing from your recovery routine. So we're going to go over all those things today in this shorty episode. I'm glad that you're here for the ride. And again, stick around, because at the end, I'm going to have info for you on a cheat sheet to help you implement these tips. So let's start with number 1, which is owning your worth and not shrinking. So shine bright like a motherfucking diamond, bitches. With shining bright like a diamond, I have this quote I'm going to read to you guys, okay? Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? There's nothing enlightening about shrinking, okay? I believe that is a Marianne Williamson quote. I could be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I should have fact checked there. But this is something that I see often because I've been working with women for over 16 years, in person, online, and all y'all besties over on my Instagram who are my friends, y'all talk to me, send me DMs and all the things. And I often hear about the struggle with confidence and how can I be confident? And it's hard for me to accept compliments. Trust me when I say I was there too. It was very challenging, and sometimes it creeps back up for me. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I feel like hot dog. That's what we call it when we're awkward. We turn into like a hot dog in between 2 buns. Like we're just like, I don't know how to say thank you. And it's almost as if saying thank you feels braggadocious, or that you're cocky, or just feeling yourself a little bit too much. I can't tell you how important it is for you to own those parts of you that you have a fear around embracing, for fear of looking like you're braggadocious, like you're cocky, like you're overly confident. I encourage you to embrace those things. So we are all capable of embracing where we're at the moment, accepting it, and also owning that shit, right? Y'all are listening to the Boss Bitch for a reason. Now, I hear often, you're so brave. I admire what you do. I could never do what you do. That takes a lot of courage. It starts with 1 step. This was not 0 to Boss Bitch in 6 months. It was my own, if you shall, Boss Bitch Academy of the School of Hard Knocks, right? And with time, in your journey as a woman or a person, whatever, you start to realize as you get older, time is moving very quickly. And it's a time where I don't want to be spending worrying about what people think about me and concerned about looking like I'm too much, I encourage you to embrace your uniqueness, your weirdness, your quirks, the things that make you you. Go all in on those things. That's what I did. I went all in on the things that made me me, and I shine like a diamond. It's maybe a rough diamond, but it's all good. I'm shining. Now, one thing I want to challenge you to do as far as implementing this in your day-to-day life is when someone compliments you, rather than say like, let's, for example, say someone says, "Oh, I love that dress." Rather than saying, "Oh, this old thing, it's been in my closet, I don't like it, it has, this or that," or you start to diminish the compliment of which you've received, I want you to stop dead in your tracks. And you'll notice when you do this, okay? You'll notice it. You'll start to notice it now because I'm bringing it to your awareness. And I want you to pause for a second, take a deep breath, and just say thank you. It's not that hard. And keep it going. Forward feeding cycle of positivity. There's enough for everyone. If you can embrace your weirdness, embrace the compliments, and let your own light shine, it's interesting on how it gives others permission. I use air quotes because you don't need permission, but in some psychological way, it allows other people to also shine as well. So compliment your fellow female. Find something to compliment somebody on today, a coworker, a partner, a parent, a puppy, something. Pay it forward. Shine bright like a diamond so others can shine too. That's tip number 1 on your 5 easy things prescription for today. Number 2 is I often have to encourage women to be bad. I mean, it doesn't really take a lot of encouraging. I think you guys just like the fact that like I give you some challenges and you're all for it. And so you just do the damn thing, which I love. And please tag me in all of your posts of which you are being bad, but like not that bad, not that kind of bad, but like, you know what kind of bad I mean. So one of my clients has been working on the fact that she believes that being good is her highest priority, right? So working with her, you think like, oh, what does that mean? Don't you work on nutrition and diet with your clients? Yes, but we also work on a lot of mindset things that tend to get in the way of your fitness, which a lot of people don't realize how interlinked those two are, right? So something I've been encouraging her to do is do one little thing that makes you feel like, oh gosh, I can't leave dishes in the sink. I can't go to the gym. There's laundry to do. Be fucking bad, bitch. Okay. Leave your laundry. It's fine. Leave the dishes. It's fine. It'll be there when you get back. Trust me. Unless you have some very ambitious housemates that are willing to do it for you, it'll likely be there when you return. So prioritizing yourself so you can enjoy your self-care, so you can have that time for yourself, so you can fill your cup up to then be able to pour into others' cups. Okay. So pretending to be perfect is a facade that you do not want to keep up, right? You don't want to try to act like you have your shit together when you really don't. It feels heavy. It feels heavy on the heart. It feels heavy on the mind. It feels heavy on the soul. And if you follow me over on Instagram, if you're not, why are we even here listening to me, bestie? Go over right now. Put this shit on pause. Go find me on the gram, Diane Flores _IFBB_pro. Follow me, DM me, say hi. I'd love to know how you found the podcast. Anyways, selfish plug for the gram. However, in my stories, in my posts, I'm taking you guys along the journey and I'm showing you the good, the bad, and the in between. Now, I have this theory when it comes to sharing my personal stuff, a little more personal. I heard this kind of concept, I guess, or analogy from Amy Porterfield from Online Marketing Made Easy. She's a podcast that I listen to for business stuff. And she was talking about how she doesn't really share a lot on social media about her personal life. And she's gotten a lot better, but what she does is she doesn't like to share when she hasn't gleaned the lesson, right? So, for example, she's relating it back to like if you fall and you skin your knee and it's oozy and it's like not healed, right? Like that's the shit in your life that's like it's an overshare, right? Like you're sharing stuff, it's too much. You know the people on the gram, they're sharing about their breakup and they're crying and they're this and they're that, and like, do you boo boo? Good on you. That's not how I prefer to share my life. I prefer to ooze in private. That sounds absolutely fucking terrible, but I prefer to ooze in private. And then once that scab has started to form and healed, I've learned something about that, right? Like you skinned your knee. Oh, shouldn't have rode my bike in the gravel, right? You learn the lesson. And then I come back and I can share that with my audience and share the lessons and maybe the tools that I've used. So with that being said, it's okay. It's okay to share, to be bad, to bring this all together in a sense that makes sense for you in terms of what is the thing that you know is kind of lingering there that you're just like, this makes me feel guilty if I do this thing, but it really shouldn't, right? Another example for you is your girl has a hard time relaxing, right? Sitting on the couch, relaxing, resting. It feels overindulgent. I feel like there's always something to do. There's always a thing that needs to be done. There's a never-ending list of work tasks that need to be done. And I'm getting so much better at resting, honoring my mental space so I can not have it constantly filled up with work and like a massive to-do list, right? So I'm a work in progress with that. But be bad. Let's be bad together, okay? I got laundry on the floor here. I'm in a new condo in a new city. I need to buy furniture. There's a million things I need to do. But guess what? I'm going to be bad. It's going to happen. Take your time with what you need to, and the world will not fall apart beneath your feet, okay? So that's number 2. Be bad. Number 3 is a very tactical tip for you. So are you falling prey to nighttime snacking? ? Are you finding yourself in the cupboards knuckle deep in some Ruffled potato chips? Now, brushing your teeth should be something you do anyways, right? Like we brush our teeth twice a day and you know, hopefully you're flossing and you're mouth washing and doing all the things. However, one trick that I've used for years since I started bodybuilding is if I'm in a deficit, you know, in a calorie deficit, if I'm trying to, you know, get ready for a show or lean out or whatever, and I still use it to this day if I know I'm going to just randomly snack on dumb things that I'm not hungry for, is after dinner, finish up my meal, I will head to the bathroom and immediately brush my teeth, do my whole mouth care routine, right? My mouthwash, my floss, everything. Who wants to really mess up all that goodness? Once you have done all that, you don't want to have to redo that all again. I don't know about y'all, but for me, like the brushing my teeth, mouth hygiene routine is like a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes, right? Between flossing and mouthwash and all the things. So brush your teeth and then get the hell out of the kitchen, okay? It is a way to trick your mind that you are done freaking eating for the night. Now, I'm going to give you a bonus trick on that. Another one that I do often. You've probably heard me talk about this on the podcast before. If you are a longtime listener, is chew gum. I will have gum when I'm in prep or if I'm on a diet or I'm in a cut phase or something like that. Or honestly, even if I'm just like, I'm going to eat this because it's just here on the counter. You know, my parents will bring over Portuguese sweetbread and cheese and all the fun things. And like, I'm good off that. I don't need to eat a ton of that. I just need to get a taste of it, enjoy it, and be good with that, right? It's usually just once, and I don't need it for consecutive days. So sometimes I will just have gum in my drawers in my kitchen while I'm in there. If I feel the urge to just snack on something, even if I'm not hungry, I will just pop some gum in my mouth. Okay. Old bodybuilding trick that I learned, again, many years ago. Okay. Moving on to number 4, which is how to pace yourself properly in your health and fitness routine. Doing too much too soon is a surefire way to get overwhelmed, completely unmotivated, fizzle out, and just stop. I see it all the time. I see it generally most New Year's resolutions end this way. I don't say all, I say most, because we have had hundreds of women at this point that start with us around the New Year's time and end up sticking to it and have been our clients for many years now. But there is a large percentage of the population that when they set those goals, they go too hard, too soon, too fast, and it's overwhelming. One, you're having to accommodate a new schedule to insert all these new things that you think you're going to be able to do, which there's some kind of planning fallacy that usually happens there, right? You decide to start moving it around because you want to become a morning exerciser. Then you wake up and you're too tired, so you move it to the evening, and then you go to work. You end up working late, or kids have activities, and then that evening workout then gets bumped and it's missed. So I see all the things, and I have done all those things as well. So I'm speaking from experience. So if you are trying to make a complete lifestyle overhaul where you're trying to do the nutrition piece and the exercise piece, and you've not done either, or maybe you're doing one kind of maybe you're exercising once a week or, a few times per month, and you want to just do all of them, it's again a surefire recipe for disaster. Okay. There are very few people who can pull that off. And generally, what I have found in my experience is that most of the women that I see that can pull that off are generally women who have done it before, right? Where maybe they have competed in the past, or they've been into health and fitness before, maybe before they had kids, or, something, or they were in sports and they had a background where they were used to a demanding schedule for implementing all these things. That's where I see it the most likely to be successful when they try to restart, right? So that's usually the case. But if you have not been and you want to just go hard and do all the things, it's going to stress you out. So if you are doing exercise along with a nutrition program, I don't want you to go all out with your first workouts. That's tip number one. And tip number two is I want you to get really clear and realistic about your ability to get in your exercise and what is actually possible, what does not feel overwhelming, and what seems doable to add to your current routine. So again, if you've been exercising sporadically, I would not try to go and be doing gym workouts 6 days a week and following a nutrition plan and doing the supplements and doing the cardio and all of that together if that is not something that's in your wheelhouse and you have experience with. Don't overcomplicate it. If you are used to exercising, again, this will be an easier transition for you. But if you're not, you're likely going to get really sore. If you start to go into the workout 6 days a week, you're going to be really sore. You're going to, find these new aches and pains. And that's just the rust kind of coming off your body, right? Like, for lack of better words, if you haven't been moving for a while, it's going to feel rusty and clunky and I've got this little like pinch here, or this, the muscles burn and this and that. And that's okay. You will work through that unless there's an injury. But in those early days, if you go from 0 to 6 days a week, or even 5 or even 4, okay, that's going to fuck your shit up, sis. Okay. So you want to keep that in mind. I would say if you are new to exercising, try 2 days a week. Okay. Then as you adapt to that and you get some wins under your belt where there's consistency there, you're getting in, you're doing the thing, you've done it for a minute, your body's not incredibly sore anymore, then add a third day, right? And then go from there. But instead of trying to create this buffet of all these things you're going to do where your eyes are bigger than your stomach, for lack of better words, just start slow. Okay. The exercise piece, start really, really slow. And with the nutrition piece, small wins, right? Like, just get consistent with a breakfast that you really enjoy that fuels maybe your workout or your recovery, and then build on that. Once you nail down one meal and you get it going consistently, then on to the next and just layer them in like that. You don't have to wait to do some big program, right? Like that's stuff we offer. And I'm telling you, like, don't do that if you are just waiting to do that, right? Does that make sense? Don't just jump into that, right? Start now, start slow and build it up. And then if you want to join some kind of program, transformation program, at the studio, like we have personal training there, then you will feel like, okay, I can make this happen. This is going to be the next step from this first baby step that I took. I think that most people get so wrapped up in they have to do all of it or none of it counts that they either stay stuck in doing nothing because they're like, well, I'm not going to do anything because if I can't do it all, I don't want to do anything. That is a foul way to think. Okay. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. That's foul. Don't do that. Or they just are they're going to keep pushing it off. And then, that's just going to prolong the ability for you to be achieving anything with your health and fitness when you can start really small, really simple, really light, really easy, really doable. And you will thank yourself in the end. The last thing in this quickie 5 easy things prescription for your Mindset Monday is your recovery. Now, this is another really tactical thing. So with your recovery, with your exercise, if you feel like you are not recovering well after your training, and by that, I mean, you're constantly sore, which I talked about in the previous tip. You have some little nagging aches. Maybe you have some pains going on. If you're not recovering properly, sometimes it will affect your sleep. So you may need a couple things, right? I'm going to talk to you about 2 key things that are likely impairing your ability to recover properly. Most people are not getting in enough protein. So that is going to be your first line of defense when it comes to soreness, right? Because we know that protein is the building block of your muscle. So when you are training with weights, you're breaking down your muscle tissue. That's the goal, is you're breaking it down. You're creating these microscopic little tears in your muscle fibers. And that is the point of weight training. If you're, trying to grow your muscle or change the shape of your body, which is my favorite one-liner, you're creating these microscopic tears. Now, the way that you repair the muscle and get it to grow and create shape is by your protein consumption, right? Your nutrition. We're just going to lump it all into there. Your nutrition, with your protein being at the top of that list in terms of your recovery. And most of your gains, your muscle gains or your body shape change does not happen technically in the gym. Yes, the training creates that stimulus, but the change is going to happen by way of your nutrition and your recovery process. Otherwise, you just kind of remain the same and not much changes. Granted, it's still great for health, so let's keep that in mind. But I know y'all are here and you don't want to waste your time. So don't waste your fucking time. Eat your protein. And if you struggle with that, you will want to supplement a little bit. So some things that you can do is most protein powders contain amino acids, but they're not effective enough forms for complete absorption. So your body's not absorbing it completely most of the time. We want to get a lot of that through food and also supplementing with some other amino acids, right? So I'm not knocking protein powder. I usually will have a protein shake, but I don't make my entire day protein shakes or bars. Some people get in that sort of loop where it's just, they might eat a breakfast or they don't, and it's just a protein shake and a bar, all day, right? I only allow myself 1 shake per day, and that's not every day, or 1 protein bar. And I try not to overdo that. But one amino acid that you really want to make sure that you have on hand if you are weight training pretty regularly is L-glutamine. Now, L-glutamine is also found in beef, chicken, fish, eggs, dairy products. It's even in some vegetables as well. We have cabbage, beets, beans, spinach, and parsley. So Obviously, a diet robust in these would be ideal, but that's not always the case, right? A lot of us aren't always including all these things every single day. In a perfect world, yes, but most of the time, no. So you can purchase L-glutamine, which is an amino acid, again, which is one of the foundational building blocks of protein, of muscle. So you can purchase that in powder form, and you can add it to shakes. You can add it to, I add it to like my greens drink in the morning. And I generally recommend 5 grams. If you are exceptionally sore, you want to layer that more than once per day. You can do 15 grams over the course of a day. It's also really good for gut health and digestion as well, which a lot of people don't know that. So it's fairly inexpensive. I always notice a difference when I have L-glutamine back in my regimen because I'm normal. I go through waves of like, I've been training for so many years that I don't always get incredibly sore. So when I do, I'm like, okay, we're gonna pack on the L-glutamine. So I will link up my favorite L-glutamine in the show notes, and then there's also a promo code should you want that. But L-glutamine, and also if you don't have a protein powder and you are struggling with getting in enough protein, grab yourself some protein powder too. Super easy. Just shake it up with some water, some almond milk or something. And that's going to be a great way to really replenish your body post-training with that L-glutamine. It's a bee's knees. Okay. So that is your 5 easy things, little Monday motivation prescription. We talked about owning your worth, not shrinking. Number 2 is be bad. So I taught you how to be bad today a little bit, and just to kind of recap on that one, because that's probably my favorite one out of all these today, is think about, again, what does being bad mean to you? Is that sleeping in? Is that ignoring phone calls? Is that putting your phone on DND so you don't have to deal with the buzzing and the pinging and the notifications? Is it leaving the laundry out for another day or leaving the dishes? So implement a little bit of being bad in your life. Okay. So that was just a recap on that. And then my quick tip for your snacking at night. 4th thing is how to pace yourself properly, right? So again, pacing yourself properly in your health and fitness goals so you don't overdo it and want to quit. And then last but not least is what's missing from your recovery routine. Are you training in vain? Do not train in vain. Make sure your training is also backed up by proper nutrition and supplementation so you aren't just spinning your wheels, bestie, because I know you want some motherfucking results, bitches. All right. We're all out here just trying to have a fat ass that does not require surgical intervention. Okay. That is my goal for the rest of my life. So I hoped you loved this shorty episode. I hope you found it inspirational. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me. And if you love it, would you be so kind to share it with another fit friend? Can you share the episode with another fit friend, please? Somebody who might be struggling with motivation, who is ready to take their health and fitness to another level, maybe one of your gym besties, somebody at work, a sister, a mom, a cousin, an aunt, your grandma. Can you share it with them? My goal is to get out in front of as many women as humanly possible, people in general. I have a lot of men, hello men, who also listen to Boss Bitch Radio, but it's my mission to help them realize that they too can make this a reality. And by this, I mean a robust life that is filled with confidence and motivation and health and longevity and just overall badassness. And I would love for you to help me on that mission. So I'm glad you tuned in, bestie, today. Remember, every Monday and Friday, we drop new episodes. I'm going to share some real life success stories with you very, very soon. So hopefully you enjoy those. We've already dropped some of those episodes. Just to remind you that if they can do it, so can you. And don't forget, there is a cheat sheet. There is a to-do little actionable checklist with this episode. It will be in the show notes. Make sure to check that out. It'll be a PDF delivered right to your inbox. Post it somewhere where you can see it, and please tag me. I want to see that. Tag me on the gram, share it with your friends, and I'll see you on the next episode for some more boss bitch goodness. Same time, same place, bitches. Can't wait.